everyone, welcome to the Python lab, and today we do the practice in our lab on the topic is the cycle. Which cycle we want to discuss here? We will use a cycle or loop. So today I plan to work on the for cycle. So today we try to discuss about the for cycle. So let's try to understand what is this for cycle. So why we use the cycle or loop in any programming language. This is important to understand first. So example, you want to print some numbers. Okay. Example here, you want to print 1 here. I can put here like this. So I can print this number very easily with the function print. Okay. And you can call here with the simple script. So I can print only one number. So what happens if I print every time different numbers? Okay. So the one method we use every time, what? This print function. So I can print very easily. Okay. So that means one task which we want to do every time, that is a repetitive task. So which task you want to do again and again. That's why we need the cycle. So it is not okay in the real life. So that's why we should use the cycle. So here, example, same thing we want to use here. So here I don't want to use. In this case, I will use only this function only once. Okay. So here we should use a for cycle. So you can see here when you type here, the for will automatically come in your dialog box. Can you see right now? And after that, what we write, we example, we want to for cycle or print suppose 10 numbers. Okay. So I will start from example 1 to 10. So what is 1? That is a starting counter. So you can write here a 1, but here I can store in this variable. Okay, that means I'm assuming I start from 1. Okay, that is I, and then after I can use the membership operator in. Okay, and then I will use a if you remember in my some previous lab, I use a range function, which is most popular use it for do this task. So here I can start from 1 and goes up to example 11. Okay, and here can you see this type of a error? That means something is missing here, like a block. So same like a if block, we should use a this colon. So that means block start from here, and then after I can print very easily uh, the variable value. Here I can write I, but can you see again it looks like a indent error. So here just put the cursor in the beginning and make a tab. Now there is no error. That means we are able to print some numbers starting from 1 and goes up to 11. That means 1, 2, 3 and up to 10. It will print the last range minus 1. That means 11 minus 1, that is 10. So it will print 10. Okay guys, I hope you can understand. In this way we can reduce our line of code where we use a many time printf. So only 2 lines can solve your issue. Okay, so this is a very basic and fundamental use of the for cycle, right? So now let's try to do example for cycle for print your name, or example, let's see subject name something. Here what I will write here, I will just change the variable value and I can write here example, this is pose Python. Now in place of this numbers, because this is actually cycle, right? So now it will print in place of the number. That means it will give me the constant string. That means 10 times it is going to be printed. Okay, it is printed actually. That means 10 times my cycle is traversed. That means it is executed. So this way, guys, you can print any constant string after the numbers. Okay, so this is the way you can understand how to print any constant string using the for cycle. Okay, now let's try to use here for cycle here. This time what we use here, here I would like to write here for loop. Where we want to use a for loop, we want to use a for cycle. Suppose any dictionary or tuple. We have some data structure, if you remember, we used it previously. Okay, dictionary, list, tuples, we have some important data structures, so usually we use that. So let's try to see maybe list. First we talk about the list. So can we use the list and loop together? That is important. So let's see for loop on the list. For print your favorite colors. So this is only simple example. And here what we use, so first of all you will create a list color. Okay, and if you want to create a list, you should use this bracket, this off bracket, and in between you can write the items. Okay, which item, example, name of the color. This is the only example. So you can put your choice color, red, blue, and suppose orange. Okay, so after that nothing to do because it is not a cycle, so no need to use any colon here. Okay, that means you just defined simple list. This is actually your list. From this list we want to print one by one each value. You can print directly with the indexing value. We have the previous some labs where I discuss in the detail about the list methods. We can use that, but we use the right now for cycle because I can, in this example, only three colors I have, but in the real life you can have a more items here. In that case we should use the cycle. So here example, again my c, this is actually the variable which will access these different colors. Okay, and again in is a membership operator, we use that, and then after call, what we will call the list here and close it here. This is not a close, this is just a block actually. Okay, this is a like a block here, and then after what we do, we nothing, just we have to be print. We have a print here. You can directly give the value of this variable because this variable will store first red, then blue, and then orange. Okay, these are the colors. So now try to see. Now can you see here? So I'm able to write or print the list item with the help of a cycle and plus list together. So I use a for cycle plus list, right? And if you want to make a example set here, you can directly use here what, this type of a bracket. So now this looks like a set here. Okay, this is again a set data structure. So you will see here it will also print some colors. So please try to focus on this bracket. So if we have such a bracket, then that means it looks like a set data structure. And if we have a this type of a bracket, that means it is a actually list. Okay, so guys, in this way we can use a set data structure or we can use a list data structure. And here now this time I will use a important, if you remember last time we use a one more dictionary data structure. So what is a dictionary? Can we use the dictionary here? So let's try to see, to print the, take another example, let's see, fruit's name, your favorite fruit's name. So you can give the name, example, fruit. So now you will create a dictionary. Remember, just like a set, we can use a this bracket. But what will happen now, because please have a look in my previous some labs video where we discuss in detail about dictionary. So dictionary is a very important data structure which is just like a hash table. Okay, so here we have some keys and values. So here what we can do, example here, k1. So k1 is a key. So this key has what fruit? Let's see, fruit, mango here. Okay, and now next is my second key, and you can assign with this column. If you want to assign, not use a this equal, use this column. Okay, and here give your another fruit, example, uh, apple. Okay, so we can use the two colors together, two fruit names together. And remember, the left, this is actually key and this is a value. So I should say here, this is a key value pair. Okay, this is actually the definition of the dictionary. Okay, so we can use it. And then after, what we use here, here you can use example again, the variables example key. For key, this k will use access only keys, this key 1, key 2, key 3, and so on. And then after, if you want to use another variable, this time I will make a comma again here. Now I can use a value for v. You can use any variable because it is good to use for understanding better. So k and v. So k stands for variable belongs to the keys of dictionary. V is a variable which belongs to the value of the dictionary. Okay, value of the dictionary, value of the key actually, right? And here you have to give the, you have to call which dictionary name. Can you see? I can call the dictionary very easily. Okay, but after this, you have to use a important function items. So that means it will just take out all the key value pair. Okay, that items will help us. Okay, and here now just you have to print the key. Let's try to see what here. You will see where is the issue here. You can see object is not iterable, that is the line 7 here. That means we should use the right syntax here, example this function, because I told you this is a method, so we should use this type of a bracket here. Now I can easily print the value key name of the dictionary very easily. Okay, and if you want to use the print the value, now please do that. Can you see? This is the key and this is the value. Okay, so this way guys, you can easily use the for cycle with the dictionary data structures. And if you remember last time, we also used the formatted string. Here you can also use a f, that is more professionally, and put it here. And here, because it is a formatted string, here you can write any specific words, example keys. So this is constant strings here, and you have to put in this bracket, because this will set, this variable will pick the keys and will be embedded in front of keys. And similarly, and here you can write here values, something like this, and put like this as a value. And let's see, that means you can easily see these are the keys and these are the values. So guys, I hope you can get it. So this way we can use the for cycle with the dictionary very easily. Okay, so now let's try to see, this time next try to use the tuple. So one more to print the student's example marks of a student. This is another example, we can take it. So here, this time what we use, we try to be remove this, and here you can write here example marks. So now if you want to create a tuple, so tuple we should use which bracket, this bracket. So now you can give the students marks out of 50. Example, one student has a 40, another student has a 45, 40, and one has a 43, and one is, let's see, 49. Okay, So this is what is this? This is a actually it is a tuple. So this is a tuple, and here you can use a m. M is good for marks because it can show us. And here, what we can use, we can call the tuple very easily here. Okay, and here you can directly call the variable which denotes or represent the tuple. So here you can see it can print your tuple value very easily, right? So this way, guys, you can use the for cycle for printing the student marks in any subject for a tuple. Okay, so now let's try to do some basic scripts which can help us to use more for cycle in our daily routine type of a work here. So example here, first of all, we can see sum of first and number. Very popular script, we can create it. First sum of first and numbers, and using cycle. Obviously we can use the cycle here. So now so first of all, what we can use, let's try to see. We create a or short variable, example total. In the beginning you are deciding that my total sum or sigma, that is like a 0. I start, this is my starting variable, initial variable. Then I can write here example n. This is any number. Example, you want to use a n value 5. That means what we can do, this is the actually range of I will use the range later on. So that means it can help us that I will make a sum of the first 5 numbers. So that means start with the 0 and go to the fifth, and then after, very easily, just nothing, start your cycle here. So cycle, for cycle we can use, then I can use a I or counter, whatever, and here you can see membership operator, and call your range. And in the range, because range we can start 1 and comma. Here I can write n plus 1. Why I write n plus 1 here? Because my n is 5. Okay, so I have to write n plus 1. Okay, and here what will happen here? Then I have to be change my variable value, which was 0 in the beginning, because I want to change my total every time based on the cycle. So what I write here, total, and total plus 1. So here total plus 1, not total plus I. Okay, so here, because I is looks like a counter here, better to understand with the C here. Count is a good, I think. Okay, try to understand this count. So count start from 1 and goes to n plus 1. Okay, so that means 5 plus 1, it is a 6. Okay, that it will create it, it will count it, and then after in the last you have to be just print the sum, total sum, or so here you can print total variable value. Okay, and let's try to see. So first 5 numbers will be printed as a sum here. Okay, so let's try to see here. That means it will give you the sum. Example here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you can count very easily. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, so this is the guys very simple script which can help us to understand this for cycle, to work with the some numbers, addition of some number, that is sum of the numbers, very easily. Okay, I hope you can get it. And now let's try to change this script a little bit more. Now this time first n numbers given by user. Okay, given by user, that means a user need to give this value. In that case, what we have to do, so here, so 5 we will not give in the script, it is not specifically now. Okay, so we have important function. Please have a look on my previous some labs where we use the input function. So input function can help us to take the value from the user, enter n is okay, n. Okay, that means the user will fix up that how many number they want, he or she wants, right? So here, one more thing here, it is okay, then n will be ready. So n will be ready here, and then after what we can do here, 4 is okay, then count is okay, count in range. Here we should use a, because obviously it will go to the n. Okay, so whatever the user will, example 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, it will be stored here. Then the counts goes up to that range. Okay, that value, that is the limit actually. Okay, and it will be done very easily. And then after, here what we can do, here what we have to write, we just write example the number. This is actually the sum again here, which can help us to uh, count the numbers value very easily. And here what we have to use here, again I will take, I wanted to take the value from the user actually. Again here what we can write, we have to write here example here, enter number. So here you can write a enter number, but here before that I will use a formatter string, which is good. And here I can give the position. I want to give the position, I will use this curly braces again. Okay, and here what I have to write, because my count, here I can use the count here, and what will be here, count plus 1, every time it will be increased. Okay, so count plus 1 here, and it will be okay. And then after, what we do, we have to be here, make it we have to update our variables. It is also important, total plus this number, because user will give whatever the value based on the range, based on this range, example 4 number, 3 number, 5 numbers. If you decided, or user decided, based on this condition, he or she give enter this number, or every time number will be goes next. Okay, so we will see, and after then we can print the result. And let's see what is the answer here. Example enter n, that means you want to add 3 numbers. Oh, great. Again, I found an error. That means it try to see string object cannot be interpreted as an integer. That means this is try to understand this is the string, because try to understand the error comes just we have entered this 3. That means after this line we have an error. So we have to sort out. Example, I think this is the for the typecasting. Let's try to do typecast, because right now it is showing the string. Yes, now what I wanted to do, I want to use typecast. Please have a look. I think I used in my previous lab such a typecasting. You can easily convert the string into the integer right now. I hope it should be okay this time. Suppose 3 number, great. Now it is working. So here, can you see? Can you notice here? That means it looks like a index 0. So what will be the index 0? Will be store example number 2. Now next indexing coming 1, that is 3. Next indexing coming example 4, and next is example 4. Now in the last you can have your results. So this is like a generalized type of a script. So based on the user input, we can work with the cycle very easily. Okay, so this way guys, you can do the practice very easily to find out the user specific script. Okay, so this is important to use it here. Now let's try to do example, try to understand one more. Here what we can use here, cycle loop with nesting structure. So what is the nesting structure? That is also important to understand. So nesting we can do easily here. So here we can use a for cycle, and you can take example of a table. You want to create any table, 1, 2, 3, or 4 somehow. So here I wanted to use example I into the membership. This is a membership operator. Then I can start my range here. So in this range, example start with 1 and go to 3. Okay, and looks like this is a outer loop. So after outer loop, because outer loop here, it is very easy. You can understand that is will works for two times because it will print 1 and 2. Okay, so this is the outer loop, and similarly you can go with the inner loop. So if you want to use the inner loop here, just you will use here, that is give the new variable example j, and here you can write this is the inside or inner loop. This is the same here. Okay, it will also work for 2. So that is, I'm going to create a 2 by 2 tables. Think about that. Okay, so now here I want to print the multiplication. Multiplication mean to say multiply. So which symbol help me? This one. I want to multiply I with j. So it will just print it. But in the print function, we have a important parameter and parameter. So here you can decide the space very easily. Okay. So now let's try to see how it goes here. Can you see? It is just printing 1, 2, 2, 4. That means this is a simple value here. Example here. You can give a more space. Can you see? Just like a tab. Okay, that means here first it will printed I. That means try to understand that is here. You can also try to understand. First of all, what is the I value should be 1. I is 1 here. Okay, so I is 1 in this cycle, and then after you will see here j should be 1, that is 1. Okay, here. So here what will be the sum? What is the sum? Not a sum actually. Here the result will be I and j, that is 1 multiply 1 equal 1. Okay, so this is the first way. So 1 will be printed. Okay, and then after I can found this gap. So gap is inserted here, and after then 2 will be printed. Why 2 will be printed? Because next time when we will not go on the outer loop, inner loop need to be finished first. So I will be stay 1 and j will be 2 here. Okay, so what will be the value here? That is the 2. Okay, this is the j actually, so it will be changed to, so 2 will be printed. Then it will again print this gap, and that's that time 2 will be printed again. Okay, so 2 will be printed again. How 2 will be printed again here? That means I will be j is 2, it cannot be 3. That means it go to the outer loop here. So now outer loop will be 2, and it will go inside again, it will be 1, that is j is 1 here. Okay, that means we can equations looks like this, 2 1 2, that's why 2 here. Again the gap. Okay, so still this is 2, but inner loop again will come from 1 to 2. This is the 1 to 2. Now what is the final result? 4. That's why I can see the 4 here. Okay, so guys, this is the understandable, this is a simple table, and here I can print the gap very easily with a blank one. Okay, and let's try to see here. Can you see? I'm able to. I'm just make a next line. So this is next line, but I think we should put in the line here. Now you can see here. So here you can notice here that is we can easily create a short table, and now you want to change this value example 11, and here one more 11. Okay, that means here it will give you the result of the table of 10. That means in the last, what is the position? What is the value? 100. That means this time in the last, what will be the value? 10, and j will be also the 10. That means 10 and 10 equal to 100. That means here in the last, and in the beginning it will be 1 by 1. So that is the table. So guys, here you can understand that in today lab practice we have studied about the cycle. We understood how this for cycle executed in the Python program. So in the Python, we use in the beginning we just started with the some numbers. We wanted to print some numbers. We use the range functions, very easy. And then we try to print based on the cycle, print the subject name. Here I use directly this range function, and in the print I put directly the string. Okay, and then I discuss about how to print the some color name, favorite color name, using the loop. Then we apply on the list. So for the list syntax, we have color and off brackets. Okay, then we discuss about the for cycle with dictionary. So example, want to print the fruit names. So dictionary has a key value. I put it here, key and b. And then we discuss about the general script, that is a sum of the first natural numbers and numbers. Simply use range. Okay, then I can print it. Then after I make a script generalized where we ask the user, please take your choice, how many number you want to do, and give the number as well. So two things we took from the user. So in that, input help me and range functions help me. And then in the last, we discuss about how we can work with the nesting operation in the Python for the for cycle. With the help of, we created the table of 2, and then we created the table of 10 in the last. Okay. So guys, it was my today plan to discuss about this for cycle in the beginning, and for the basic operation with the old most data structures. So if you have any query, please ask me and I try to help you. Right, you can write in the comment section. Please try to do your best and to keep doing the good practice. I will see you in my next live with a new topic. Thank you very much, and have a nice day to all of you. Bye bye.